They were highly trained soldiers who were well skilled in battle, but they would soon have to choose between life, by renouncing Christ, or death, by staying loyal to the way. In the year 320, the Roman Emperor of the East, Licinius, went back on his word to legalize Christianity in his region, and decided to eliminate all Christians from his territory. He delegated this lethal task to Commander Agricola. Agricola specifically knew 40 skilled Christian soldiers, from the region of Sebaste, who were under his command. Knowing that they were skilled warriors, rather than sending them to their deaths immediately, he gave each a choice. He told them, either offer sacrifices to the gods and earn great honors, or, in the event of your disobedience, be stripped of your military rank and fall into disgrace. He then imprisoned them for a night to think about their choices. While in the prison cells, the soldiers encouraged each other, prayed, and sang hymns to God. The next morning, Agricola had them brought before him. Each of the 40 soldiers refused to serve any other god except Jesus Christ, the eternal Word that became flesh. Disappointed, Agricola sent the 40 back to prison, and awaited a higher official who was to arrive. When the official arrived, he again tried to convince the men to renounce Christ and serve the Roman gods, but they refused. Seeing that he could not convince them, the official had them stripped of their clothes and sent them into the middle of a frozen lake. He had a guard watch over them. To make it more difficult, the official had warm baths, blankets, clothing, hot food and drink set up along the shore to convince the 40 soldiers to come to their senses and give up their loyalties to Christ. After some time, the elements became too painful for one of the soldiers. He ran to shore and covered himself in warmth. The other soldiers cried out to God for help. Suddenly, a light covered the freezing men and warmed them so they could withstand the cold. Witnessing this miracle, one of the Roman guards took off his clothes and joined the 39 remaining men, to die with them for Christ. What happened next is disputable, since historical documents differ in what they record. One account says that the 40 soldiers all froze to death by the next morning. Another account says that the soldiers remained alive in the morning, and were taken back to prison, where they were tortured to death, and their bones were crushed with sledgehammers. Regardless of what really happened, the 40 soldiers refused to save their own lives by disowning their Lord Jesus. They were martyred and were received into a home that is eternal. They looked beyond the temporary, and put their faith and lives into the one who created both the seen and unseen. They took seriously the fact that their citizenships were in heaven, and that their brief times on earth were nothing compared to what God had prepared for them above.